Hello friends, in last lecture we have discussed about big data, benefits of big data processing, drawbacks of big data, need for data science, definition of data science applications. These all topics are discussed in last lecture. Now we'll move towards the next. Now let us see the difference between data science and big data. See, the first difference is data science is a zone, or data science is a region or area. We know that it is combined many subjects together and therefore it is becoming a wide. So it can look differently to the things because it is having wide variety of areas combining together. But opposite to that, big data is a technique to collect, maintain and process the huge information because it is a huge amount of data or complex data. So it is a large amount of data from various sources. Traditional data processing systems are not capable to deal with this data. So this is the first difference. Next, the tools used in data science includes SAS, that is Statistical Analysis System, or R, and Python. So these are the tools which are used in data science for analyzing the data, for predicting the outcomes or for coding something. Whereas the tools used in big data includes Hadoop, Spark, Flink, etc. So depending on requirements and capacity, the tools can be used by the developers. Next difference is data science is mainly used for scientific purposes and big data is mainly used for business purposes and customer satisfaction. Data science is about collection, processing, analyzing and utilizing of data into various operations. It is more conceptual than big data. And big data is about extracting valuable information from huge amount of data. Next difference is data science uses scientific approach to interpreting data and retrieves the information from a given data set, and big data is huge volume of data which cannot be handled using conventional data analysis methods, or traditional analytics tools cannot be used for predicting the data patterns. Next difference is data science is pre-cleaned and sorts data before running analytics on them. So it is having the stage of pre-processing the data. Again, there are number of sub-steps by using which we can clean the data or we can sort the data in proper order so that we can perform the tasks properly. In big data, scientific techniques are used to process the data, extract information and interpret results to help in decision making process. So all the data will be used by the analytic tools for making the predictions. Next, data science uses the data which comes from internet search, digital advertisements, text to speech recognition, risk detection, and data for big data comes from telecommunications, financial service, health and sports, research and development, and security law enforcement. So these are the sources from where we can get the data for data science as well as for big data. Next is data science uses machine learning algorithms and statistical methods to train the computers to learn without much programming to make the predictions. And big data analysis performs mining, or to which we can say that data mining of useful information from large volumes of data sets. So in short, we can say that data science is finding out large amount of structured and unstructured data to find out patterns. It includes different statistical skills, machine learning algorithms, and it is used in e-commerce, financial services, and search engines. Whereas big data is large volume of data. It includes collecting, storing, sharing, and querying the data. It is used in retail, communications, financial services. So these are some of the points by using which we can differentiate data science and big data. Now next we will move towards artificial intelligence. So we'll see what an artificial intelligence is. Now this is the term which is first talked in 1956 by John McAfee. It is a technique of getting machines to work and behave like humans. So here machines are mimicking humans. It is used in a wide range of applications including robotics, marketing, business analysis, etc. We are using it on daily basis, but we do not realize it. For example, very simple example can be there. Google search or Facebook feed can be the example of artificial intelligence, because whenever we type any keyword, then we can have number of pages depending on that keyword. As well as on Facebook, depending on previous searches, we can get the new and new tags or notations or friend requests. So these are the applications which we are using on daily basis. It covers vast domain of object detection, natural language processing, and so on. It is also using computer vision. It can be divided into three types. Artificial intelligence can be divided into three types, that is artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence. Now what is artificial narrow intelligence? It is applied only to a specific task. For example, whenever we consider Alexa, then it is having limited predefined range, or we can say face verification. It is also a limited predefined range. As well as we can add Google Map into these examples, and it is also called as weak artificial intelligence. Now when we say artificial general intelligence, then it is any intelligent task which human can perform. Therefore it is called as strong artificial intelligence. And now when we say artificial super intelligence, then it is the capability of computers which will surpass humans. And here we can give the example of science fiction books or movies. So these are some of the examples of artificial intelligence and its types. So when we say artificial intelligence, then we know that intelligence is the ability to learn and solve the problems. Therefore, make computers intelligent so that they can act intelligently, as intelligent as humans. If the computer can solve real world problems by improving themselves from the past experience, then they can called as intelligent or intelligent machine. Intelligence is the ability to get and apply the knowledge. Knowledge is the information acquired through experience, and experience is again the knowledge gained through training. So these are different terms which we can use while defining artificial intelligence. So by combining all these terms, we can say that artificial intelligence is a copy of something natural who is capable of getting and applying the information it has gained through experience. So experience something and then mimic for it. That is nothing but artificial intelligence. Now father of AI, that is John McAfee, he says that the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. So he is defining artificial intelligence in this way. Pedro says that artificial intelligence is the planet we are headed to. Machine learning is the rocket that is going to get us there, and big data is the fuel. So this is again a very proper definition of artificial intelligence, that artificial intelligence is the planet we are headed to. Machine learning is the rocket that is going to get us there, and big data is the fuel. So data is a fuel. By using machine learning or its algorithm, we can get the output of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the way of making a computer or a computer controlled robot or a software which can think intelligently as an intelligent human thinks. To perform this task, artificial intelligence studies how human brain thinks, how human learn, decide and work while trying to solve the problem. After that, this information or outcome of this is used to study as the basis of developing intelligent software and systems. So first, the study is made by artificial intelligence about human brain or its working, and then outcome of this study is used for developing the systems. Now next we will see what the goals of artificial intelligence are. The main goal of artificial intelligence is to develop intelligent machines which can learn independently, that is without human interference. Next is develop machines that can read and understand human languages, known as natural language processing. Natural language processing gives the ability to the machines to read and understand human languages, because human languages are having syntaxes as well as semantic, but in natural languages importance is given to the semantic and not the syntaxes. So by understanding the meaning of each and every word or the sentences, it will get the information and which will be used for developing the machines. Next goal of artificial intelligence is act on sensors, that is take input from sensors and reply as per the input. AI system is composed of an agent and its environment. Here in diagram we can say that there is an agent and an environment. Here an agent is anything like human or robot that can observe its environment through sensors. It can observe the environment through sensors and act upon that environment using effectors or actuators. Intelligent agents are able to set goals and achieve them. From diagram, it will be easy to understand. An agent is receiving from environment through the sensors, and through its actuators it can reply or it can act. So it is receiving and it is acting or reflecting. So this is like a loop. So it will get more and more information, it will become more and more superior. Next goal of artificial intelligence is transformations or makeovers in robotics. Now artificial intelligence uses this goal, that is transformation in robotics, which helps robots to get intelligence and perform tasks smartly. As I told you, makeover means making the systems more and more improved or optimized. So artificial intelligence gives robots a computer vision to navigate, sense and calculate their reaction accordingly. Robots learn to perform their tasks from humans through machine learning. So machine learning algorithms are used them to train. Okay, next is develop systems that can recognize, interpret, process and simulate human effects. Actually, it is called as affective computing. It is again an interdisciplinary field covering computer science, psychology and cognitive science. So, these are the goals of artificial intelligence while making the machines smarter. Now we know that artificial intelligence is combining number of branches or disciplines together. So we will see how many disciplines involved in artificial intelligence. See, artificial intelligence is combining computer science, psychology, philosophy, biology, neuron science, mathematics, sociology and many of other concepts also. And as there are number of branches coming together, every branch is having its vast directory or vocabulary, therefore they can look at a problem differently. So while developing the systems, they can use all the perspectives or views from the branches. So here one or more disciplines are combined together to complete the goal. As it is having many of the branches combined together, it can perform wide range of applications. Okay. Now we will see the applications of artificial intelligence. Again, there is a huge list of applications of artificial intelligence. In that, the first one is gaming. In games, artificial intelligence is used to generate responsive, adaptive or intelligent behaviors primarily in non-player characters, similar to human-like intelligence. So it is behaving like a human character or human player. It serves to improve the game player experience rather than machine learning or decision making. Modern games often implement existing techniques such as pathfinding and decision trees to guide the actions of non-player characters. Artificial intelligence is often used in mechanisms which are not immediately visible to the user, such as data mining and procedural content generation. Again, we can add many examples or theory into the gaming. Next application is natural language processing. Now in previous slide only I have told you what is a natural language. Means all the languages which are used by human beings for communication purpose, and in that languages the importance is given to meaning of the sentence and not to the syntax. So natural language processing or NLP is a method of communicating with an intelligent systems using any natural language used by humans like English or Marathi. Processing of natural language is required when we want that intelligent system like robot should perform as per our instructions, or when we want to hear decision from a dialogue based clinical expert system, etc. Whenever we are using dialogue based clinical expert system, then what is the job of that system? It can read or it can hear all the symptoms and then it can give us the decision or information regarding the disease or the stage of disease. Natural language processing allows computers to perform useful tasks with the natural languages used by humans. The input and output of natural language processing systems can be speech or written text. So both are used as input or output. That is speech, which can be recognized by machines, or written text which can be sensed by the machines. Now next application of artificial intelligence is expert systems. There are some applications which integrate machine, software and spatial information to teach thinking and guiding. They provide explanation and achieve to the users. It is as like a training to a machine or human. So whenever we say expert system, then expert systems are the systems which are getting the input, and as per that input they are providing the decisions, which is already discussed in previous statement. That is, it reads all the symptoms or it hear all the symptoms, and then it can decide what can be the disease for that particular patient. Next is speech recognition. It is an interdisciplinary subfield of computer science and computational linguistics. Because language is involving in this application, it develops technologies that allow the recognition of translation of spoken language into text by computers. It is known as automatic speech recognition, or in short it can be called as ASR, stands for automatic speech recognition. Some speech recognition systems require training. While a speaker reads text into the system analyzes the person's specific voice and use it for the recognition of that person's speech with accuracy. That is speech recognition. Next application of artificial intelligence is handwriting recognition. It is the skill of computer to receive and understand handwritten input from sources such as paper document, touch screen and other devices. The image of the written text may be sensed offline from a piece of paper or by optical scanning. So, the image can be input to the machine as written text or the optical scanning process. Alternatively, the movement of the pen tip may be sensed online also by a pen-based computer screen surface. It is an easier task than paper process. So input can be provided by using both ways, that is pen and paper, or it can be by using optical scanning, or it can be by using pen-based computer screen software. So we can divide that input by using two ways, that is offline and online. Next application is in robotics. Robots are artificial agents. Already we have said that agent can be any system, machine or a software which is dealing with an environment. Robots are artificial agents acting in real world environment. They are manipulating the objects by observing, picking, moving, modifying the physical properties of objects, destroying it and doing repetitive functions without getting bored, distracted or exhausted. So these are the properties of robots which are not in human beings. We can get bored, we can distracted, we can exhaust. But whenever we say robot, it is getting or receiving the information from environment and mimicking it for that application, for that information tirelessly. Robots are having mechanical construction, form or shape designed to complete a particular task. Depending on the application, it can have different shapes or sizes. They have electrical components which power and control the machinery. They contain some level of computer program that determines what and when and how a robot should do something. So this is the last application we want to discuss in this lecture. Here we are finishing the topic big data, data science and artificial intelligence. Now in next lecture we will move towards machine learning. Thank you so much.